Welcome back to the glorious fields of Perthshire in bonnie Scotland, and today a video with a difference. I have to say a huge thank you to Regton Metal Detectors, my channel sponsors, who have lent me this machine from XP Metal Detectors. This is the Xtrem Hunter. It's a twin box deep seeking metal detector which primarily is designed for finding big deep targets. Now, it's not a conventional metal detector. It's not the kind of thing that you would use unless you thought that somewhere in a field you had something big, a big deep target. Now apparently this can find items down to anything up to about 5 meters, which is about 17 feet. Now, where I metal detect, I have got a few contenders for fields that may have large metal targets. Primarily the Roman fields, a field that has produced huge amounts of Roman coins, particularly silver coins from the 1st and 2nd century. And the belief is that it's almost certainly a hoard, a pot or some sort of leather bag that's been buried in the ground, and within it are Roman coins. Now the question is, when was it destroyed? By the plough or hit by the plough that scattered the coins in the first place? And is there still part of a vessel in the ground that's too deep for the standard XP DEUS 2 to get? Well, there's only one way to find out, and it's to use a machine like this. So it's going to take me a bit of time to get used to it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a hole, probably about 3 feet deep, and I'm going to put something in it that would be similar to what I would expect if there were a Roman coin hoard in the ground. And then I'm going to go over it with the machine, get my ear in, change the settings, play about with it, and get an idea of what a target like that would sound like. And then we're going to go out and we're going to do some hunting. We've also got Albert's Field, which produced that stunning bronze bull, which is believed to be from quite a large vessel, possibly some sort of cauldron. And well, that's the perfect environment to use it as well. And maybe, just maybe, we might find something special. So you'll have to bear with me over the next few months as I get to grips with this machine. We've got limited time, only certain days that we can get access to certain fields, but we're going to do our best and we're going to put it through its paces. So once again, a huge thank you to Regtons for lending me this machine, and let's have a wee look at how we set it up. The first thing to note about this is it is actually surprisingly light. It only weighs 2.9 kilos, which is what, 6.5 pounds or thereabouts, and it's a really light and comfortable bit of equipment. Now I've put it together. It's just simple nuts and bolts, different lengths for different places. I've charged this coil, which is just a little cap there. You just plug the cable in. It's fully adjustable, so you can adjust it for the body size, so you can shorten it right down or you can extend it all the way up. And the same at the back. Apply these little screws just to attach the back box coil. Now this version came with just like this. It didn't come with a head, so you can buy it with the head, but I didn't need that because I already have one on my DEUS 2. So the first thing you have to do is just mount the head on the fitting. It's exactly the same as the DEUS 2, and then make sure that your software is updated to version 2.0, which mine already is. So hold the power button down, let it go through its checkup. You can see there V2.00. So if you're not already on that, then you can update to that program. Now the next thing is to connect to the coils. So we go to pairing, select, and this is it here, number 3. And in a little moment that will pair with the detector. So there you go, it's running a frequency scan. And that's us, we're ready to go. So, the biggest problem I'm going to have with this machine is you need to be away from metalwork. Now at the moment I've got shoes on which have got bits of metal in them. Obviously I've got the camera, I've got the microphone and lots of other things that are going to interfere. So when I am using this detector, I will be wearing tracksuit bottoms, shoes that don't have any metalwork in them, and I will also, to try and find a filming solution, I will use a drone to try and get some distant footage as well. So that's us all set up. The next thing to do is going to be to dig a very, very deep hole, or maybe even two. As I said at the start of the video, this is not a machine to use on an everyday basis. This is a machine designed to find large, deep metal targets at depths anything up to probably about 16.5 feet, about 5 metres. Now that involved us doing a huge amount of walking, covering miles and miles. And on occasion, I even roped Martin, Albert and Pete into helping. So throughout this video you're going to see changing hairstyles, beards that come and disappear just as quickly. And the reason for that is I shot this video over about 7 months. I've sent the Hoard Hunter back to Regton, so again thank you for them lending me it for months and months. Primarily we were metal detecting over the winter time, late autumn through into the spring. So we struggled at times because we had frozen ground. Some of the fields are only accessible on certain days, so it was trying to make diaries works, because ideally I needed at least me and one other person to help with the filming and the equipment and so on. But we got there in the end. So I've put together a little compilation of various days out with the Hoard Hunter. Spoiler alert, I'm afraid if you're watching and you're hoping that we're going to uncover some massive Roman gold hoard or silver coin hoard, or Albert's cauldron for his bronze bull, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. But I want to be genuine and not have you all hanging on waiting for some epic discovery. So it's taken me a huge amount of time to produce this video, so apologies for that. I know you've been waiting a very long time. I was continually going out with it, desperate, absolutely desperate to try and uncover some epic treasure. But as you all know, it doesn't always work like that. So sit back and enjoy some of our adventures with the Xtrem Hunter from XP Metal Detectors. As I said at the start, one of the biggest problems and challenges we were going to have with using this machine was how to film. So wherever possible we've used tripods and drones. And that's really critical to keep metalwork away from the detector at all times. So microphones, cameras, metal in your shoes, and also using your pinpointer to make sure that there isn't any metalwork on your clothes, like zips or buttons. Primarily we use the Xtrem Hunter on 2 locations. One is the Roman field, which has produced lots and lots of Roman items, including silver coins over the years. And the hope is that somewhere in this field there is a hoard that's beyond the depth of the XP DEUS 2, but hopefully not the Xtrem Hunter. And in between, we were also using the XP DEUS 2 metal detector, so wherever possible I'll throw in a little bit of footage of some of the items that we found without using the Xtrem Hunter. The second field that we're investigating with the Xtrem Hunter is Albert's bronze bull field, or the ox field. So that's where he found the stunning bucket mount, which is from around about 100 BC, and hopefully there's more to come. It should also be said that if we discover a hoard or an incredible item at depth, the first thing we'll do is leave it where it is, and we'll get in touch with the Treasure Trove Department at the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh so that they can investigate it. So the first thing I have to do is get used to the sounds of the machine. And unfortunately, there's only one way realistically that I can figure that out, and that is to dig a huge hole. Now this machine can get detection depths down to apparently 5 meters, which is 16.5 feet. So I'm not digging a hole that deep, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a hole about 2 to maybe 3 feet deep. And in actual fact, I might dig 2 holes. Okay, so Exhibit A, Exhibit B. This is lead and this is a mixture of brass and copper. So the DEUS 2 on the Jethro program. A screaming 84 on the lead. And pretty much the same on the brass and the copper. Now I've actually got a further 2 bags of this and 2 bags of that. That right there is the readout that I got, which is the sort of bump, then the dip, then the bump, then the dip. So that is what it shows like on the screen. Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire in an absolutely idyllic day in Perthshire in Scotland. And boy am I excited. This, folks, is the Xtrem Hunter from XP Metal Detectors. And I have to start by saying a huge thank you to Regton, my channel sponsors, because they've very kindly lent me this machine. So I am very excited to use it. We've got a few sites. We've got the Roman site, which has produced lots and lots and lots of Roman coins. And there's some suggestion that maybe there could be a hoard there that's been scattered by ploughing over the years, over the centuries. So that's one place that we want to use it. But another place that I'm really desperate to use it is where I am. This is the Bronze Age, or the Bronze Bullhead site, or the Oxen. And this is Albert's field, where he found that incredible Celtic, pre-Roman, probably 1st century BC into the early 1st century AD, the bucket mount as it's also known as. So I'll put a little picture up just now to show you what it is. And we are excited because that's where we are. We're on the Bronze Bullhead field. So really looking forward to see if this machine, which apparently can find metal targets up to 5 meters deep. I don't think we'll be digging that deep, but it'll be interesting to see whether this machine can produce any deep targets. Really looking forward to it. Albert's going to be detecting with the XP DEUS 2. I'm going to be using this thing. Anything is possible. We might end up with nothing. We might end up with something incredible, but there's only one way to find out. So let's go and see if we can find some treasures. Well, folks, that's us. We've done just under 2 hours, and so far I have dug 0 holes, not a single one. Now, to be fair, I've not covered any sort of area because I'm going low and slow, just taking it easy. Reactivity's down at 1, so you've got to walk nice and slow to try and get those deeper targets. To be honest, I expected that I wouldn't dig a lot of holes. But I did think I would at least have got one by now, especially because my discrimination I've actually got turned off so that I can basically dig any target that I get, so I can start to learn the noises, the readouts and so on. But surprisingly, there haven't been any targets. And I've got a couple of testers. I've got a high conductor and I've got an iron conductor, which I buried in the ground when I started, and I've been over them multiple times, just making sure that everything is set up properly, and I'm picking them up. So ultimately, with these machines, if it ain't there, you ain't going to find it, and you ain't going to dig it. So hopefully, once we've had lunch, and I move slightly more into the centre of the site, then maybe, just maybe, we'll pick up a target. But that's detecting for you. Welcome back to the snowy fields of Perthshire. and I'm not alone. That little figure there is Mr. Albert. Just where Albert is just now is where he got the bull. We've got the Hoard Hunter out today. We're going to give that a try. We've got the Deus 2s as well, so we've got a program to try and give us a bit more depth, so we're going to try that too. Albert's been out on this field, as you can imagine, quite a lot, so it's not been ploughed yet, and to be honest, any targets that we're digging up here would be great. And there's also been a few Iron Age Romano period brooches, fibulas as well. We also got a medieval horse pendant down at the bottom of the hill too. So anything is possible. I'm excited to be back out here. So far it's just been iron. We're digging pretty much anything and it's just been iron. We got one bit of deep iron with the Xtrem Hunter, but unfortunately I couldn't film it because it was an absolute whiteout with snow, but it's stopped now. So this is signal of the day so far, 87. Just about what you would expect a bronze bull to come in at. I thought it would be a bit deeper than that though. But at least it's a decent target that's been missed. There is something which is a thing. Oh, what's that? It's kind of like feels like a bronze almost actually. But is there anything on it? Hard to say. I think it's just a little scrap of metalworking. It does feel like bronze though. So who knows? You might also notice I've not got the old Regton gloves on today. That's because I was out yesterday, got absolutely soaked, and they're too wet to wear. No other reason than that. But, well, it's another find. We keep on hunting. Oh well, we gridded out the whole area where the bullhead came from. We've been back forward. I've been on the Xtrem Hunter as well. And other than one iron target, which to be honest wasn't massively deep, it was only about maybe 12-15 inches. There haven't been any other targets. Picked up a couple of non-ferrous copper targets with the Deus 2, but that's it for the moment. So I think what we're going to do, we're just going to have a bit of a break from the Xtrem Hunter and we're going to just zigzag around the area with the Deus 2s, and then I think we're going to go and try up on the hill, which is where the Romano Celtic Iron Age brooches came from. See if we can find anything up there. So, at least it stopped snowing. Well, what do you reckon to that? 50-51, and it looks like it's got a bit of age to it. It could be part of a buckle, maybe Tudor or even Georgian, but I don't know, could it be older? It's copper alloy, and yeah, it's got a very pronounced little recess in here with a little sort of scalloped edge on it. Interesting. What do we reckon? Let me know in the comments below. Be nice if it turned out to be Iron Age or Roman, but let me know. Just a few feet away from my little buckley looking thing, Albert's got himself this little, it's almost like a little bead or a little toggle, which is possibly bronze or copper alloy. Unsure as to age or date, but it has got a little bit of weight to it, and it came up a very good signal, he said. So again, if you know, then let us know. We find now for Albert with the Deus 2, it's a little piece of bronze again. Not sure, I mean possibly part of a vessel. It could just be a little bit of casting again, but well, it's interesting. It certainly gives us hope, so we'll keep on hunting. Well, it's another bit of bronze for Albert. It's not quite what we're looking for, but, well,
Who knows? It's got a curving shape to it. It's a bit tapered. Who knows what that is? Could be ancient, could be modern. It's a thing. I'll live dig this one just in case it's something epic. But it's a very high pitch, going away up to the high 90s. Exactly what you would expect for brass or bronze or a bottle top. Oh, I can see something big and green. Is that a bull, Albert? It's a toy car. Oh my goodness! A moment of oh man, I can't believe it. Well, there you go, folks. Look at that, it's a wee beauty. Oh, it's lost its wheels. Well, one of them, anyway. Nope. Oh, you can't make it up, honestly. Not quite the Iron Age Celtic. Oh, dropped a wheel.
Had one of them in the wheel fell off.
Lost a wheel. There we go. It's a beauty. Probably a wee matchbox tanker. But what, 1950s, 60s, something like that. How does that get out in a field? This was a very weird target. I suspect it's going to be a knife. Don't think it's old, but it is. So we've got a knife. Don't think I've had one quite as intact as that before. But it is a little folding pocket knife. Clearly not Iron Age because it's stainless steel. But it's lived up to its name. It's stainless. Probably 50, maybe 100 years old at most. Signal of the day so far. Well, at least since the last one, which I think turned out to be... oh, it was a toy car. Screamer. Screamer of a 94. And relatively easy to dig. Come on. Shallow. Still 93. Please be something old. Oh, it's green. It's a buckle, I think. It is. We got a D buckle. Well, again, it's not an ancient find, but my heart was in my mouth for a wee moment there, especially when I saw the colour. But yeah, just a big old horse buckle, probably 100 to 200 years old. Unfortunately, the Iron Age Celtic finds eluded us today, but that's just the way it goes. 5 little non-ferrous finds. Find of the day, look at that. My wee tanker. Minus its wheels, which I couldn't find after they fell off. Well, 2 of them fell off, the other 2 were already missing, I think. But yeah, that's detecting for you. You can come to the best sites in the world, but if it ain't there, you ain't going to find it. Well, there we go. You can't win them all. No Celtic, no Iron Age stuff today. I had a good play about with the Xtrem Hunter, which I'm going to be using on other fields as well. The battery actually eventually died. But yeah, unfortunately, we only got one target with it that was a maybe. For being something good, it turned out to be quite a large piece of iron. So yeah, it found something, just not what we were hoping for. Well folks, disaster. Hopefully this audio is... oh, just split my trousers again. Hopefully this audio is half decent, because my tripod managed to fall over and I've broken the connection, my wireless receiver for my microphone. Oh, why didn't I weigh it down? It is a bit breezy. Anyway, so I completely and utterly failed with getting the audio there for the dig, and after all that, I've uncovered a saucepan lid, stainless steel. Stainless steel. Now it has to be said, I'm only about 20-30 feet away from an old farmhouse, so I suspect someone has been boiling their potatoes, thrown the lid away. I'm sure the other parts of it are probably in there as well. Well. The largest of the Roman fields is around 100 acres, so we gridded it out so that we could be as thorough as possible.
And despite going back and forth for probably the best part of about 100 hours, a few deep targets, but no Roman hoard. On one occasion though, Albert came with the XP DEUS 2, which he was swinging in between helping out, and he hit himself a little Roman coin. So let's go and take a look. Just get a wee shout from Albert, so put the Hoard Hunter down, and Albert's went and got himself a Roman. It's a nice little 4th century, probably sometime around Constantine, so probably from the sort of 310s, maybe through to the 360s, something like that. And there's a little figure on the back as well. I'm not actually sure who that is. It looks like they've got a wreath in one of their hands, possibly an altar as well next to them. But definitely a 4th century coin. A little bit of a mint mark at the bottom as well. So yeah, there's definitely Roman stuff here, but unfortunately so far any hoard has evaded us. I'm just hiding out behind the farm buildings at the moment because there is an absolutely terrible wind coming from my left hand side, and there's a bit of rain on the back of it as well, so I'm just trying to get as best audio as I can. Yet another day out with the Hoard Hunter. We've been out now, well, more than a dozen times anyway, but unfortunately the good stuff is eluding us. 2 deep targets today. One was about almost 3 feet and the other one was just over the 2 foot mark, and unfortunately both iron. How on earth do these things get that deep in the fields? I've got no idea. But it gives you hope, because if there's something there, then hopefully the machine will find it. There we go, folks. Another beard, or lack of, different hairstyle. So you saw me over the best part of 6 odd months with the Xtrem Hunter, doing my very best to try and find something. I mean, we did find things, but unfortunately nothing Roman, nothing epic. Now, shot in excess of 45 hours of footage, which is part of the problem. It's taken me so long to go through all that footage to try and cherry pick some bits out to produce this video. Obviously, there's no point in me putting up 45 hours of me scrabbling about, digging holes and breathing very heavily. So the easiest thing to do was just make that sort of short compilation, pick out a few little bits and pieces from the Roman field and also from the bronze bull field, just in the hope that it gives you a bit of a flavour of what the Xtrem Hunter from XP can do. Now, as I mentioned many times, I think in the video, if it ain't there, then you're not going to find it. There's no doubt that if there had have been a large conductive target of silver, of even copper coins, bronze coins, and buried somewhere in that field, then I am confident we would have found it. We covered a huge amount of ground. We were out with that machine for over 100 hours in total. So we really did put it through its paces, but unfortunately, just not to be. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I kept going and kept going and kept going, just determined that I was going to produce some good content, but unfortunately it doesn't always work like that. So obviously I've toyed with the idea of, should I even release a video? Are people going to be like, this is a waste of my time? I can only give you my experience, so you know, hopefully you watched it and hopefully you enjoyed it, and more importantly, hopefully you learned something from it. So the Xtrem Hunter, it comes in 2 forms, as I mentioned at the start. You can buy it just the 2 box coils with the sort of fittings in between, or you can buy it plus the computer head. But if you've got a DEUS 2 already, then you don't need that. So you've got that option. Also, I should add, this is a very specific machine. This is designed for very specific situations. So if you found coins, for example, in a field, they were all from a similar era or similar date, and you thought there was a chance that there could be a coin hoard, then this is the machine that you get in. Now obviously you don't really want to go and potentially spend a couple of £1,000 on something that you might only use in one field. So another option for you if you're in the UK is Regton Metal Detectors actually rent these out. So you can always get in touch with them if you just wanted to rent one for maybe a few days or a week or even a month. So definitely get in touch with them. So as ever, thank you all for watching. Thanks for suffering along with me in search of Roman and ancient treasures. Not to be this time, but you never know. As ever, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please hit the button and help support the channel's growth. Right, take care everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next dig. See you soon. This is how the Xtrem Hunter is delivered. It comes in this very hardcore plastic case, which is all foamed out. So you've got the two coils here, the cable that connects the two coils. You've obviously got the Deus type stem. You've got the various parts that just all quickly bolt together. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes to put together. You've got the charger and the cables there as well. So this version without the control head retails at approximately £1,400, and the version with the control head, so that's the head that you would have on the Deus 2, if you want that included as well, is £2,200. And then you've also got the option of a carry backpack, so a lightweight backpack that you can use when you're out in the field.